In today's episode, I'm going to show you habit hacks, 10 ways to boost your productivity, according to top self-help books. Perspective plans with new videos and podcasts weekly. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/perspective plans for exclusive videos and more. Visit perspectiveplans.com for all of your planner and stationery needs. Only at Perspective Plans, helping you plan for what's to come. Productivity may seem like a difficult goal to some of us. That being said, this need not always be the case. Since I've been there before, I can truly attest to it. Every time you have to work on anything, you wonder how to be productive, yet lack the drive or energy to do it. But don't worry, I'll tell you how I began working more strategically and stopped thinking about how productive I was. Let me tell you something right now, it will not take you 21 days to form a habit. Okay, give it some time to sink in. I'll wait. There are plenty of these habit hacks on the internet. Change your thinking and change your life to change it in X amount of time if you use a habit tracker and of course build a habit in 21 days. And of course I could keep going on forever. Please understand that some of these are just partially accurate. For example, you may form a habit by utilizing a habit tracker, but not in 21 days. Furthermore, it's easier said than done to alter your thinking. You could be motivated to form a habit if you believe that you can do it in just 21 days, but this will not exactly last for the long run. In order to maintain consistency with your goal, we need to develop a modest habit each day, something I discovered when reading James Clear's Atomic Habits. Now, what do you want to know about being productive? Let's start with a few little routines. Hello everyone, I'm Christina B. Rising and welcome to the Perspective Plan Show, where I help boost your productivity and stay organized so that you can easily handle whatever life throws at you. I upload new videos and podcasts every single week, so be sure to subscribe so you won't miss anything. Shop for workbooks, printables, and stickers at perspectiveplans.com. And last but not least, this episode would not be possible without the support of our Perspective Plans members and patrons. Now, let's get into this episode. Thank you. Tip 1. Avoid letting technology rule your life. Disconnect your phone from Twitter, Instagram, and of course video games that you just can't stop playing. Placing your phone next to you encourages you to take a moment to notice and of course use it, particularly if you're inundated with alerts all the time. We are aware that things aren't always that way. We begin our Instagram session with a photo and of course end up losing almost an hour scrolling through loops of content. We occasionally even find ourselves watching someone live. With our computers, it can also be the same story. We visit YouTube just to watch a video on how to do something, but we end up spending hours laughing at videos about funny dogs and of course, memes. Thus, if you enjoy listening to music while you're working, make use of YouTube Music or even Spotify. By doing this, you can prevent from becoming sidetracked from a video and ending up watching their entire playlist. Establishing clear guidelines and of course specific periods for monitoring your gadgets is a useful tactic for managing technological distractions. Plan brief pauses during the day to allow yourself to view a video or even catch up on social media if you have to. Use productivity tools and programs that restrict your access to distracting websites when working. Of course, we don't want to feel like we're punishing ourselves, so use these with caution. And of course, we don't want to feel like we're punishing ourselves, so try to use these things with caution, of course. You can stay focused on your job and of course engage in digital relationships more consciously if you establish a distinct boundary between your work and of course your playtime. By using a methodical approach, you can take use of your technology's advantages without allowing it to interfere with your workflow or even your productivity. Tip 2. Sleep is a priority for productive people. Get your 8 hours of sleep if you want to increase your output. That's where I expressed it. I wish I had begun to take my sleep routine a little bit more seriously earlier. Being excessively sleep deprived can make it a bit difficult for you to concentrate. Your body will be screaming for assistance and you'll even be a bit agitated throughout your day. You won't do anything if you don't get enough sleep. Therefore, begin sleeping more so that you can be more productive when you're up, rather than sleeping less to get more done. Making sleep a priority helps with innovative problem solving and of course improved decision making. Your cognitive abilities are at their very best when you get enough sleep. This allows you to think more clearly, digest information faster, and of course approach problems from different angles. Your memory and capacity to pick up new skills are improved by getting enough sleep, which has a direct effect on your general productivity and of course performance. You will increase productivity and foster long-term health and, of course, well-being by incorporating sleep as an essential part of your daily routine. This will provide the groundwork for long-term success. Tip 3, make a plan. It is a proven truth that planning will lead to better outcomes. You won't believe the peace of mind that will come from anticipating and preparing even the smallest details. Additionally, since you'll already know what it has to be done, it will help you maintain your composure if you have a bit of anxiety. Establishing routines helps when everything, of course, is planned. You may escape the tension of what should I do next when your day is planned out in a specific way. And of course, I made a planner to make your life a tad bit simpler, and it's called the Every Minute Counts Planner, available now at perspectiveplans.com. You're welcome. Use our code PLAN20 for 20% off, and of course, it's a forever code, so it never ever expires. Try out the Every Minute Counts Planner and start planning your days if you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, and of course, begin organizing your days and time. Tip 4, set your own priorities. One of my favorite productivity tricks is self-care. I'm always telling you how essential self-care is anyway. Do you believe being anxious or even overwhelmed would help you concentrate? Let me give you a spoiler. You won't. Consider it this way. You'll be effective, driven, and of course well organized if you're well, content, and happy. That's why when it comes to finishing tasks, I always advise putting yourself first. Maintaining your physical and mental health is not only a luxury, it's a need for long-term success and, of course, productivity. Self-care practices like consistent exercise, healthy eating, and, of course, enough sleep can dramatically improve your energy and, of course, cognitive performance. Deep breathing exercises and other mindfulness techniques can also help lower stress and improve your attention. Setting boundaries to avoid burnout and, of course, planning frequent breaks can also help you stay creative and, of course, motivated. You build a strong foundation for reaching your objectives and succeeding in both your personal and professional life by putting your health and happiness first. Recall that taking good care of oneself may help you become more productive and, of course, successful. Tip 5, establish routines. By establishing routines, it's essential to productivity. Establishing routines for everything, including studying, helps you to avoid wasting time, wondering what to do next in your day. I have a straightforward morning routine, a process for writing down content, and a routine for my evenings. I tend to overthink things and, of course, need routines to help me know what's coming next, since my anxiety may get a bit out of control at times. Don't overburden yourself when designing your routines by believing that productivity requires 1,000 things. Whether it's at night or in the morning, make a list of your priorities and follow it as your schedule. Keep it easy in the morning and avoid complicating things with a 10-step regimen. In order to reduce decision fatigue and sustain productivity, routines must be established. Having a well-defined daily schedule helps you avoid wasting time wondering what to do next and, of course, concentrate on completing your responsibilities faster. For me, it helps to have a straightforward morning routine, an organized process for creating content, and a relaxing evening routine, especially on days when my anxiety is at its highest for no reason. These rituals provide me a sense of control and predictability since they keep me grounded and, of course, stop from overanalyzing small things. Prioritize simplicity while designing your routines and concentrate on the things that are actually important. Decide what your top priorities are and base your routine around them rather than needlessly complicating it. Recall that the objective is to maximize productivity and streamline your day. Frequently, this may be achieved with an easy strategy. Tip 6, apply the Pomodoro method. Pomodoro is a time management classic, of course, here at the channel, and I have a few videos on the Pomodoro method as well, so I'll leave those down below so you can check it out. It will always surface when someone complies with a list of effective people's routines since it's a great way to stay focused. The method involves setting a time restriction for oneself to finish a task and then taking a little break. It may take 25 minutes to an hour depending on what has to be done because the brain is under pressure to finish the task before the allotted time runs out. The Pomodoro approach is highly effective. The Pomodoro technique also helps you better manage your energy levels throughout the day, in addition to improving your attention. You can avoid mental exhaustion and sustain high levels of productivity by dividing your work into digestible chunks and taking regular breaks. Take a minute to stretch, drink some water, or even just unwind during the brief breaks to let your mind clear and be ready for the very next session. With practice, this technique can help you better focus and, of course, produce higher caliber work. Including the Pomodoro technique into your daily routine will help you manage your time more effectively, avoid procrastinating, and of course, feeling more accomplished as you go through your activities in an organized and productive way. If you have tried bullet journaling, time blocking, or just plain old to-do lists but haven't found the right solution to manage your time, then it's time to try out the Hourly Planner Bundle. This is the ultimate planner with everything you need to manage your schedule and get things done today. Featuring 300 plus planner pages with and without sidebars, 100 plus event and holiday labels, and over 2,000 plus planner stickers in 14 unique colors. All this and more can be found in our Hourly Planner Bundle, available in 2 amazing color options at perspectiveplans.com. Paperback edition, now available at Amazon. Helping you plan for what's to come. Tip 7, give your tasks and goals deadlines. To be honest, you will most likely put off doing all of your tasks if there isn't a deadline involved. And worse still, perhaps put off your objectives as well. I discussed the value of deadlines in one of my past videos on how to create objectives the proper way. Therefore, even if we detest deadlines since they might make us feel a bit under pressure, I don't know about you, but I detest working under pressure. We still depend on them in order to get our job done. By breaking down more complex activities into smaller ones, you can actually make your goals appear less overwhelming and more possible by setting realistic and, of course, achievable deadlines. Setting aside specified amounts of time for every task you have helps you make a well-defined plan that will lead you through the process and guarantee consistent advancement. In addition to creating a feeling of urgency, deadlines allow you to quantify your accomplishments, which inspires you to keep going and gives you a sense of accomplishment when you see your progress being made. Accept deadlines as a useful instrument for achievement and observe how your productivity soars as you routinely hit your objectives and, of course, your milestones. Tip 8, you're not allowed to watch TV while actually working. Never attempt to convince yourself that you can do tasks in life while simultaneously binge watching a really interesting TV show. That is simply untrue. Every time you believe something insignificant is happening, which may be nearly every second or every time, you will become sidetracked. I have experienced this myself. Even though I was wasting a lot of time, I used to believe that watching a movie on TV increased my productivity. Just keep your attention on the work at hand, please. You can have music or even a podcast playing in the background if you'd like some sound, but just make sure it's not distracting. The truth is, watching a TV show or even a movie while multitasking severely reduces your output and, of course, lowers the caliber of your job. Because your brain is designed to focus on one single thing at a time. Trying to split your attention between work and, of course, play will not yield the best outcomes in either domain. Instead, get rid of these distractions and try to establish a productive work atmosphere. Choose relaxing sounds or even instrumental music to create a true relaxing atmosphere without distracting you from your work. Keep in mind that when you give the work at hand your complete concentration, your production and efficiency increases, allowing you to get done a bit faster. To completely enjoy the entertainment without the worry of unfinished work hanging over you, save it for your well-earned breaks or after you've actually gotten the job done. Tip 9, effective individuals set priorities. Making to-do list is advised whenever you have any kind of task, no matter how minor. Creating lists will assist you in maintaining organization and concentrate on your to-do list. Nonetheless, we have to prioritize 3 or 4 tasks when we have a lot on our plate. We pay far more attention to the chores we need to finish before the end of the day when we prioritize our tasks. Additionally, since you'll be focusing on 3 to 4 projects rather than a massive mountain of work you could have done for the day, it's simply to avoid feeling overwhelmed. When composing lists, it's a good idea to start with your priorities so that your mind is focused on completing them as soon as possible. Examining and, of course, modifying your to-do list on a regular basis is another essential component of good prioritization. Consider your accomplishments at the end of the day and then modify the following day's priorities in light of any fresh information or, of course, evolving deadlines you may have. This continuous evaluation guarantees that your to-do list stays pertinent and, of course, concentrated on the things that really count. To further improve your work management strategy, think about utilizing productivity tools like the Pomodoro technique or even the Eisenhower matrix. You can keep your focus and remain on course, which will help you handle your daily activities more effectively and increase your productivity overall by consistently improving your prioritizing technique. Tip 10, make small decisions. We tend to overcomplicate things, thus keeping things simple is the greatest method to establish and maintain new habits. Decision fatigue. Decision fatigue, which is the term for declining quality of decisions made throughout the course of a day, is a major issue that many of us deal with these days. Irrational decisions like picking to have cheesecake at night over fruit are now acknowledged to the best result of decision fatigue. At the end of the day, you're truly exhausted and decide to go with the easier option, even though you really know that fruit is the better option for you. Rather than willpower, it's more about poor decision making. Action point. Consider your recently acquired habit. What choices must you make in order to break the habit and, of course, make it work? How can you lessen the likelihood that you'll make a poor choice? How can you create something so easy to follow that it seems like a no-brainer? To avoid having to choose what to have for dinner, consider keeping a meal plan taped to your fridge. Purchase no cheesecake, of course. Making decisions that are easier to understand and less mentally taxing can help you overcome decision fatigue and effectively form new habits. You speed up your route to success by eliminating the need to make frequent decisions regarding your brand new habit. For example, if you're attempting to eat healthily, making nutritious snack preparations ahead of time or even scheduling your meals in advance will help you avoid making impulse eating decisions. In a similar vein, having a designated workstation or even a well-defined schedule might help you make fewer choices regarding when and how to work. By keeping these choices simple, you may save mental energy, maintain your new routines, and of course stay away from the dangers of decision fatigue. Your chances of staying consistent and reaching your objectives increase with the amount of automation and structure you can put into your decision making. Bonus tip if you made it this far into the episode. Customized stacking. S.J. Scott, a best-selling novelist, is credited with the coined term habit stacking. Stacking 97 small life changes that will take 5 minutes or less in his wonderful book. According to the theory, you form a new habit by attaching it to an existing one. As an example, I'll clean the oven after cleaning the dishes, and then I'll wash my face and apply a night cream before turning in for the night. I'll even try my best to have a glass of water before every meal. If you make each behavior manageable and tiny, habit stacking will work. The little victories, which are simple to remember and of course accomplish, aid in creating momentum. This is in line with the Kaizen principle, which advocates for daily minor improvements. Action point. Kids can benefit greatly from habit stacking when it comes to developing routines. By having routines, it simplifies our decision-making process and it's beneficial for children. Establishing a healthy routine for the 2 times a day that parents perceive as being the 2 most stressful, morning and of course bedtime, can mean the difference between a family that is always arguing and one that truly enjoys spending time with one another. Just keep things simple and of course rational in mind. A useful technique for creating new habits by utilizing established routines is habit stacking. When you link a new minor habit to something you already do often, the changeover becomes effortless and of course low maintenance. By consistently achieving tiny victories, this strategy not only makes it simpler to adopt new behaviors, but also aids in momentum building. Establishing a new habit alongside an existing one lessens the cognitive strain of beginning from scratch, resulting in a more seamless and natural process. Children benefit greatly from this strategy as well, since it makes routines simpler and less stressful during transitional times, such as sleep and of course the morning. You can establish a systematic approach to personal growth that fits with your current habits and even create small, sustained gains by implementing habit stacking into your everyday life. Share this awesome episode with someone you know who needs it to help them plan for what's to come. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I hate for you to miss the next episode. Now let's get into our recap. So let's do a quick recap just in case you missed a tip on our list. Tip 1, avoid letting technology rule your life. Tip 2, sleep is a priority for productive people. Tip 3, make a plan. Tip 4, set your own priorities. Tip 5, establish routines. Tip 6, apply the Pomodoro method. Tip 7, give your tasks and goals. Tip 8, you're not allowed to watch TV while working. Tip 9, effective individuals set priorities. Tip 10, make small decisions. And our bonus tip, customize stacking. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right, Henry Ford. I just want to take a moment to thank our patrons and channel members. This episode would not be possible without your support. Thank you. And if you would like to support the show, visit patreon.com/perspectiveplans today. Thank you so much for stopping by and pressing play. I truly appreciate it. Let me know down below in the comments or your podcast review what tip you'll be using. Keep planning for what's to come, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.